I'm speaking. Can you hear me? Can you ask me a question? Yes.
G'day, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. If you didn't notice, I changed my shirt as well. And look, to be honest, man, it's not that hard. It dead set isn't that hard. All this ray gun talk over there, by the way, we do not accept her. From Australia, don't accept her. I could do what she did in a heartbeat. Give me 5 schooners, 6 schooners, 7 beers at the pub, on the dance floor. I've just shown you how to do it. Hope everyone is well out there in Steeler Nation. I'm a bit late on today's updated news. With the Bills camp, I think Steelers versus Bills had like a practice. Nothing too crazy happened out of it. Of course, I wanted to see Claypool versus JPJ. That didn't happen. Also, too, check out, if you haven't got Cameron Haywood's podcast, go out and check his podcast, Not Just Football. He has a great interview with Patrick Queen and Elandon Roberts. And I tell you right now, if you don't believe that the Steelers can win a Super Bowl this year, you watch the interview, watch how Roberts and Queen react together, being new Steelers. Roberts only been here for a year, from former ex-Patriot, 2-time Super Bowl champion with them, and Patrick Queen from the Ravens. Go and watch that interview. I watched it last night. Fantastic. So freaking awesome. The chemistry those two blokes have on the middle linebacker position is awesome. And it gives you hope that there's a chance on our defense. If we have some good play from Russell Wilson, the running backs, the receivers, at this point, I don't want Ayuk. Don't want him. I want the team to build chemistry from the receiver room, from the tight end room, the offensive line, build chemistry, play good football, listen to what the coach has got to say with Smith and Tomlin and Austin, and just get together, start winning games, go to the playoffs, and have a chance to go on a run if we get that far. The chemistry that those blokes have, Roberts and Queen, is something special. And Cameron Haywood is overseeing, asking the questions. It's awesome. You watch how they react to each other in their answers. Queen sitting back, taking it all in, and they want to win. They want to win a Super Bowl this year, if not next year, depending if they go and sign Roberts again to his contract. So I had a little bit of fun at the start doing the Ray Gun dance, because I saw this tweet on my ESPN came up. It says here, breakdancer Rachel Gunn, or Ray Gunn, said that online hate since her Olympic performance has been devastating. Her comments after the Australian Olympic Committee condemned an online petition calling an investigation into her action for dancing. I pretty much say, like I said up top, don't dance like a pork chop. If you can't take the heat, then don't dance like a pork chop. I couldn't give two wazoos if anyone judges my dancing, because I'm playing. I don't care. Do not care. I think what she did in the Olympics is just like something stupid. Australians, you have a laugh. You taking the piss. Who gives a flying fox? No one cares. Like, she made this mess by doing the dancing. She's got to sit in it. You're now on internet, I guess, like, sensation for the next like 15 minutes or a couple of weeks. Then that's it. Move on. So I had a bit of a laugh with that. I want to talk about too what happened recently in today's camp. I saw this was from Mike DeFabo. Andy Weidl echoed the same thing, talking about Omar Khan at the same point. Broderick Jones will be the left tackle. That is something very, very, very interesting to watch over the next few preseason games. With, I think, Faatanu might be out, but they think he's coming back by the first week 1 with the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, by the way, just signed Matthew Judon. I think they've signed the safety Justin Simmons. So they're trying to boost up their team. But for us and Broderick Jones, Weidl said that they reckon here that Jones is going to be left tackle at some point. So maybe they're making way. Do we see Dan Moore at left tackle to start? Do we see Broderick Jones play right tackle again? Do we see Troy Faatanu take over at right tackle, and then Jones move into left tackle? Like, I think we're going to soon find out week 1, week 2, what the plan is for the organization. Now, of course, Steelers fans, we want what we want, and we can't control what the club does. But it's going to be intriguing to watch if Faletanu is healthy. Does he win the job at right tackle? That's going to be interesting to watch. And then also, does Dan Moore take a back step or step back and think, okay, now I'm depth. I'm the guy behind Broderick Jones. So I think what they're saying is he's going to be there shortly or soon enough, but maybe the plan is to play Dan Moore at that position. Another thing I want to talk about was the Juju thing. There's a Steelers update saying the Steelers have somehow expressed interest in signing Patriots receiver Juju Smith-Schuster per league source. Where that source comes from, don't know. Cupboard, fridge, is it barbecue sauce? Who knows? Don't know where it comes from. But I've said on record a few times now the last few weeks, I'm not a huge fan of Juju coming back, but I do understand if he does come back, the Steelers go and sign him. I'd rather the Steelers sign Juju than trade for a big money target and trade capital. That would be Brandon Ayuk. I'd rather see Juju back in the system, who can be a physical blocker, receiver, and he can make his role into a number 2 or 3. And you have Van Jefferson. I think Dez Fitzpatrick, I think he makes it. I got a feeling he makes it. Calvin Austin, and of course, Roman Wilson. But if they don't go and get Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm totally not against it. I don't think it's a huge thing where I don't think it's a high priority that he needs to be on the team. But I could be proved wrong, as I've been proved wrong all season. What else do I want to talk about? I've got 2 other things I want to bring up. No, one more thing I want to bring up. So I don't think Juju is going to be a high priority. And there's one more thing I want to bring up. I think it was to do with Omar. Yes. And it was the Andy Weidl too had an interview or a press conference. And he got asked the Brandon Ayuk question and pretty much said, that's an Omar question. Any player that comes available, we do our due diligence. Of course, organization looks out for new players coming in, trading away players. It's what the organization should do. But just because a player gets cut or is on the trading block, it doesn't mean they have to move that action and get it done. So Andy Weidl said, from an Omar standpoint, if they come available, we do our due diligence. But out of respect for the process, I'll defer to Omar. And it hasn't happened yet. A few weeks ago, last week, it was all crazy. Apparently, they were going to sign. There's a deal in place. At this point, I reckon Omar, if they've got a deal in place, don't do it. They've been messing everyone around, and maybe just let Ayuk sign for the 49ers. I'm kind of over that situation. I'll see when it happens, and that's it. There's a few more things I want to talk about, and that was I got some tweets here that I have no visual footage, but I have some things to do with, I think it was Braden Fehoko has been paid. I think he was paid out because he's been, yes, Steelers have reached an injury settlement with Braden Fehoko today per league source. That's very, very unfortunate for a guy who was trying to make the team. Don't know where he'll be next year in terms of the NFL, or will he even be on the Steelers? So Steelers have reached an injury settlement with Braden Fehoko. And one thing is too, Dell Lolly tweeted here, rookie center Zach Frazier working with the Steelers first team line today. As we have been seeing over the last few days in training camp, I think now they're done with Latrobe, and they've moved into Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium, and they're versing Bills, and they're just moving pieces around. But Nate Herbig had a bit of an injury, and Zach Frazier has been stepping up to that center position. But what it does feel like is over the next few weeks, we're going to see Zach Frazier take that center position for the rest of the year, make mistakes, get better, build the O-line as strong as you can. And if you're playing at right tackle, maybe Faletanu comes in there. And then maybe eventually, from the other tweet was get Jones back to left tackle. So at some stage, I think I still have the graphic, or did I delete it? Still got it. At some stage, you should have Troy Faletanu. That should say, sorry, my bad. Troy Faletanu, I think, will be right tackle, and Broderick Jones will be left, and these other fellas will be in the middle. James Daniels, Sia Marlowe. So the guys on the outside should swap. But I'm not totally against it if they were to play Troy Faletanu on the left or Jones on the right. I just feel like at this point, you need to put both the rookie and the first-year player out there, and the center as well, Zach Frazier. Make them all learn together and get the job done. Lastly, one more thing. By the way, I'm pretty fired up today. One more thing. For the game coming up on your Saturday, my Sunday, I'll be going live as well. I think that we have, yes, Russell Wilson is expected to make the Steelers' preseason debut on Saturday against the Buffalo Bills. The plan is for him to play 4 series with offensive starters. So Mike Tomlin talked about that as well. I think most players are going to play 3 or 4 drives, get into the mix of it, And maybe that's the only time we'll see these players play in the preseason. They'll play for the Bills, then versus the Lions. You'll see the guys trying to make the team on the cutting edge, like I talked about the other day with Steelers Dynasty podcast with that top 5, is you see these guys on the cutting edge really go after it in game 3. Russell Wilson's going to go in there, go through his normal reps, get comfortable under center. If it is Zach Frazier, if he's playing center, if you're going to have Jones on the left or whoever on the right, I don't know if Troy Firestone is coming back from his injury, but get it customized to Pittsburgh Steelers football in the stadium. And I trust him to be ready for week 1. So 4 drives should be enough, but from a fan perspective, should be really exciting. It was exciting enough to watch Justin Fields go out there and throw passes and run around. Now we've got Russell Wilson, who's in the pole position to be quarterback number 1. He's going out there to throw the ball around to Pickens, Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, I don't know, Calvin Austin, maybe dump off pass to Najee or a swing route to Warren and get the fellas down the field to score a touchdown. Yes, it's not real football, but it gives us like a glimpse of what's going to happen in weeks to come versus the Atlanta Falcons. Right. Do you want to see it one more time? Let's play it one more time. All right, guys, I'll see you later.
I'm speaking. Can you hear me?